Imagine this. Honda, the brand we've always known for reliable gas-powered cars, is finally stepping into the all-electric SUV game. And not just with any EV. The 2024 Honda Prologue promises over 300 miles of range, sleek modern styling, and tech that rivals Tesla and Hyundai. But here's the real question. Does Honda's very first electric SUV live up to the hype, or is it arriving too late in an already crowded market? Stick around, because by the end of this review, you'll know whether the Prologue is the EV you should actually consider or one you should skip. The 2024 Honda Prologue isn't just another new model. It's a turning point for Honda in the United States. For decades, Honda built its reputation on practical sedans like the Accord and CR-V crossovers that seem to last forever. But now, as the EV race heats up, Honda is making its first big leap into the electric SUV segment with the Prologue. Designed in California and built on a platform shared with General Motors, this midsize SUV is aimed squarely at families and everyday drivers who want something familiar but future-ready. The big question is, can Honda's very first electric SUV carry the same trust and reliability the brand is known for, while competing with established EVs from Tesla, Hyundai, and Ford? That's exactly what we're about to find out. From the very first glance, the 2024 Honda Prologue looks nothing like the conservative SUVs Honda has been known for. Its design is sleek, wide, and modern, more California street style than suburban driveway commuter. The long wheelbase gives it a planted stance, while slim LED headlights and a clean, minimalist grille remind you this is no gas-powered crossover. In fact, the Prologue is about the same size as a Passport, but with smoother, more aerodynamic lines that help it stand out in a segment packed with sharp-edged EV rivals. Step inside, and Honda's reputation for comfort and practicality is instantly clear. The cabin is airy and spacious, with plenty of headroom and legroom in both rows. The dashboard is simple, dominated by an 11.3-inch touchscreen and an easy-to-read digital driver display. What's refreshing is Honda didn't go overboard trying to reinvent the wheel. You still get physical buttons for climate control and a logical layout that feels instantly familiar. Families will appreciate the generous cargo space, especially since Honda has cleverly packaged the battery under the floor, leaving the rear seats high but not cramped. Now let's talk tech. The Prologue comes loaded with Google built-in, meaning apps like Maps and Assistant work seamlessly without needing your phone. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are included too, so no one feels left out. Advanced driver assistance features like adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and blind spot monitoring come standard, showing Honda is serious about safety in its EV lineup. Under the skin, the Prologue rides on GM's Ultium battery platform, the same architecture used in the Chevy Blazer EV. That means up to 300 miles of range, depending on the trim and wheel size, plus the ability to fast charge and recover about 65 miles of range in just 10 minutes under the right conditions. Power output ranges from a 210 horsepower front-wheel drive setup to a more capable dual-motor, all-wheel drive model pushing closer to 300 horsepower. On paper, it's not the fastest EV SUV out there, but it promises smooth, confident acceleration that's more than enough for daily driving and highway merging. Of course, the Prologue isn't without questions. Unlike Tesla or Hyundai's EVs, Honda doesn't yet have its own widespread charging network, which means owners will rely on third-party stations. And while the Ultium platform is proven, real-world efficiency numbers will determine whether Honda can truly compete on range and reliability. Pricing hasn't been officially confirmed yet, but Honda is expected to start the Prologue somewhere in the high $40,000 range, right in the mix with competitors like the Tesla Model Y, Hyundai Ioniq 5, and Ford Mustang Mach-E. The real challenge? Convincing buyers to take a chance on a first-generation EV from a brand that's arriving later to the game. So, is the Prologue just a Honda-badged version of GM's EV tech, or does it carry enough Honda DNA to make it stand out in the crowded electric SUV market? In just a moment, we'll dive into the highlights and drawbacks that could make or break Honda's bold entry into the EV world. This is where the Prologue either earns its place among serious EV contenders or proves it's just late to the party. On the road, the first surprise is how natural it feels. Acceleration is instant, but not overwhelming, more smooth surge than head-snapping rocket, which actually makes it more approachable for families and everyday drivers. The steering is light but direct, giving the SUV a sense of confidence, whether weaving through city streets or cruising at highway speeds. And thanks to the Ultium platform, the ride feels planted and quiet, with road noise kept to a whisper. But here's the twist. While the Prologue promises up to 300 miles of range, real-world driving shows a slightly different story. Push it hard on the highway or crank up the climate control, and that number dips quickly. It's not disastrous, but it does mean Honda's first big EV isn't quite matching the consistency of Tesla's Model Y or Hyundai's Ioniq 5 when it comes to range efficiency. Still, Honda delivers in one area you might not expect: interior comfort. After a few hours behind the wheel, it becomes clear this is one of the most relaxed cabins in its class. Supportive seats, logical controls, and an uncluttered dash give the Prologue a sense of calm that many futuristic EVs struggle to capture. In a way, it feels like classic Honda reliability meeting modern EV design. So, what's the final word on the 2024 Honda Prologue? Honda's first fully electric SUV isn't here to shock the industry with wild speed or futuristic gimmicks. It's here to prove that Honda can deliver a practical, comfortable, and family-friendly EV on its very first try. And in that mission, the Prologue largely succeeds. The pros are clear: a clean, modern design that feels familiar rather than polarizing, an interior that's spacious and easy to live with, and a driving experience that's smooth, calm, and confidence-inspiring. Add in the solid safety tech and up to 300 miles of range, and you've got a package that feels well-rounded and approachable. But the drawbacks can't be ignored. Real-world range may dip faster than expected, charging infrastructure isn't as seamless as Tesla's, and the Prologue's pricing will place it in direct competition with EVs that already have loyal followings. It's not the segment leader, at least not yet. So who is the Prologue for? It's perfect for buyers who trust the Honda bench, want a straightforward EV without the learning curve of more radical designs, and value comfort and familiarity over flashy performance. For those chasing the absolute cutting edge of EV tech, the Tesla Model Y or Hyundai Ioniq may fifth still hold the edge. Still, the impact here is bigger than just one SUV. The Prologue marks the beginning of Honda's EV future in the US, and if this is the starting point, the next wave could be even more competitive. But what do you think? Does the Prologue have enough to pull drivers away from the current EV leaders, or is Honda too late to the party? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the newest cars shaping the road ahead.